I am totally turning buckets into a Sparks fan account, and I am not sorry for it. Today, we have LA Sparks shooting guard Lexie Brown here, and we are going to talk about 5 career moments and just get to know her better. I'm Jordan Ligons, and this is the Buckets 5. I want to start, we're going to go all the way back. We're going to go to college, and yeah, TBT. You started your college career at Maryland, and then you transferred to Duke, and I feel like right now the transfer portal talk is such a hot topic. How did you know that that was the right decision for you at that point of your career?
So for me, I never thought I was going to transfer. Growing up, I was I always wanted to go to Maryland. I committed super early, freshman year in high school, I committed. That was where I wanted to go, but, you get to college and sometimes things don't pan out how you think. We changed conferences. So that was one. That was the biggest thing was I always dreamed of playing ACC basketball. And then the next strikes, our entire assistant coaching staff left. So the Coach Atkins, one of the coaches that recruited me the hardest probably, left after my freshman year to go coach with the Washington Wizards, which obviously is an amazing opportunity. So we were mad at him, but we were like, you know what? Good for you.
Understand,
because,
yeah.
We understand. So, we had a long, long conversation about it, and we just decided it was a good choice to make a change. But she just said, when you change, you just have to make sure your academics comes first.
Mm-hmm.
And, there wasn't really, a lot of schools competing with Duke at the academic level. So it's kind of a no-brainer. I personally didn't even want to go there. I didn't want to go on a visit there. I had no interest in Duke, but my mom made me go. And we took our visit together, and I fell in love on the visit. So shout out to Mom. Moms know best.
They do.
Definitely one of the best decisions I've ever made was, leaving Maryland, even though I had a great time. I have nothing bad to say about the experience. It was great. We got to 2 Final Fours, won a Big Ten championship. But, going to Duke was definitely life-changing for sure.
Now you go to the league. Moving on to number 2 moment. We're going into Minnesota. And your second year with Minnesota. Mm-hmm. It was the wobble. You were starting to solidify yourself as the 3-point specialist that you are, a starter, but then you had a concussion and you had those injuries to overcome.
Yeah.
I feel like you're like me and you're a perfectionist. Yes. And you want that. How was it to move on from a season that was not perfect?
Yeah. It was frustrating, and then things didn't pan out how I thought they would, even being a starter. There's just a lot of moving pieces, and then, to have to leave the bubble and kind of just not have an explanation about it from the Lynx. They kind of just said Lexie's left the bubble, and then that was it. Once playoffs ended, because they were making a really, good playoff run, then I was just like, I don't care what y'all have heard or what y'all think, but I have a concussion right now, and that's why I left the bubble. And I didn't address it because that would have been selfish on my part to kind of take the attention away from what they were doing in there. Yeah. But now that their season is over, I just want to nip that in the bud. I thought it was weird. I didn't appreciate it. And then, moving forwards to get waived right before training camp, kind of with no explanation or conversation about why it happened, also was, equally frustrating. But I had, my parents, my family, my friends, really, really supporting me, always believing me, never let me get too down. So, everything's a learning experience. So, I learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about the league, especially with CBA stuff. So I could probably represent myself right now if I had to. But, I learned a lot. So in the long run, I think, that whole situation was beneficial to me.
Yeah, yeah. And going to number 3, which brings us to Chicago, because that was the high point of this. And you got to be reunited with Diamond DeShields. You got to play with Hall of Famer Candace Parker. You guys won a championship. Was that kind of whiplash of okay, or just really telling of how 2 seasons cannot be the same? Yeah. Last season, this is where you were, and then the next season, you're winning a championship.
Fast forward, mind you, me and Diamond, hadn't really talked that much prior to that. The season started. I was really mad. I was pissed, actually. And, it was I was like, Mom, like, I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna, like, we gonna be in the gym. Da, da, da. She said, Lexie, go enjoy yourself. It's summertime. Stay in the gym wherever you go, but, like, don't let this, like, ruin your time. Like, you don't have summer. Like, this is the first time you've had summer. So, like, go enjoy it. Go find a gym. You'll be fine. And that's what I did. I went to Miami with one of my best friends. Stayed with her. Was in the gym. And we was just hanging out.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I remember we were at brunch one day. And the Chicago game was on TV. And I was like, turn this off. I looked at her, I said, oh my God, they have a WNBA game on. I love that, but they need to turn it off.
You're like, not this WNBA game, please.
Game. So, you know, they were playing. I mean, obviously I'm supporting them. Like, it was cool, but, like, then they started losing a little bit. And my agent was just kind of like, Lexie, just stay ready. I mean, even James was like, we could call you, like,
yeah, just stay ready.
Like, just stay ready. So, you know, they started losing a little bit. And then the call came, and I was like,
hello?
I was like, hey.
Try to play it super cool. Hey, I'm just, you know, in the gym.
They're like, can you get to Chicago tomorrow? Yes. Yes, I can. And there I was. And, you know, it was kind of halfway through the season by that time. There wasn't really a place for me in the rotation, which that was just something I understood. So my role last year was to push them in practice, be a great teammate, have all the good vibes, make them laugh. And that's kind of what I did. Get in the game, do what I can do in whatever time I'm given. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, just be the best teammate that I could be and help them, you know, stay locked in and stay focused. And, you know, that was a role that, you know, I kind of liked. It was fun. Like, I made the most out of it. But, you know, it stinks to not, you know, play. But to end the season, you know, to end the regular season the way we ended it and then still managed to win the championship, you know, that was amazing. Mm-hmm. I learned a lot. You know, just the players that were playing, like Ka, Allie, Courtney, Candace. Like, I'm like, okay, who am I playing in front of anyway? Just the WNBA, it's so competitive. It's so small. Your window of opportunity is so little and tiny. Yeah. And sometimes you kind of just have to find a little space and, like, live in it for a little bit until you get that opportunity where you can kind of, you know, show your full skill set. But until that point, you kind of have to just maneuver and, you know, be a good teammate and work hard and not really have any issues on or off the court. And then your time will come. I mean, and that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now, which is really happy because I was ready to be like, oh, God.
But you stuck with it.
I'm going to go to Europe and it'll be fine.
Well, that's what I want to talk about. Number 4 is Athletes Unlimited.
Yes.
Because that was fun to see you having fun and to see everybody. It just felt like a big pickup game and the vibes were immaculate. You scored the first bucket in the history of Athletes Unlimited, 4th overall. I know you're going for the crown next time. But how was that for your confidence?
Christmas came, the break, I came home and got ready for Athletes Unlimited. And, you know, it exceeded all of my expectations. Yeah. And it was so much fun. And, like, some WNBA players who were also overseas kind of were just like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. And, you know, they came in, like, they, you know, agreed to come a little bit later. But we had so much fun. It was, like, the perfect group. Yeah. Like, of W players and then the other players, like, just... It was, like you said, the vibes were immaculate and, like, just the setup. They took care of us. Like, there were no issues. Mm-hmm. People stayed healthy. It was just fun. And, you know, when you leave a situation, everyone's already talking about the next year. Like, you know you did something right. So I already know I'm playing in it next year. Like, I already told them. I said, yeah, I'll be back. I'll see y'all next year. Okay? Like, this is my home. Like, I love y'all. So... I'll be doing that. It was amazing. I can't wait to see, you know, how much it grows.
Number 5, which is the present, the Sparks, and you're playing very well. Just from the outside, you can see the confidence, the transition from Athletes Unlimited, and you're starting. You are almost shooting 50% from 3. She's almost shooting 50% from 3. It's buckets. How does that feel? Like, it doesn't feel like I told you so, not only to other teams, but also to yourself.
Everybody. No, it doesn't. But like I said, like sometimes W is just about waiting your turn. But
Yeah.
I mean, I came into this training camp very much unsure if I was gonna make the roster. So you know, I was dealing with that, even though, you know, everybody was like, "Oh, you good, you good." I said, "No, y'all don't understand. I got PTSD. I'm not good. Like, no, I'm never just good. I can never just show up anywhere and be good. Like, but I think that's made me a better player. It's made me a harder worker. But yeah, like one time in media, one of the reporters was like, "Yeah, see, you know, you worked on your shot." I'm like, worked on it?
No, it never went away.
It's always been here. Like, I looked at him, I was like, worked on my shot? What do you... I said, no, sir. Like, I've always, like, it's always been like this, but, you know, I've always had a strap, but I've just never been able to, like, show it. So I think that was funny, like, just how people are just trying to figure out, like, why was she never playing? But, like, there's just some vets in this league who've just earned their spot, just like I'm earning my spot. So, like, I couldn't do anything but respect it and just put my head down and work. I mean, I think we're going to figure it out, get it together. This has been, like, the most fun I've had, you know, playing in this league. And, you know, last year in Chicago, I had a lot of fun, like, being on that team. Like, obviously I wasn't really playing, but, like, just being there and being around them and being in Chicago, like, I had a blast. So, you know, I'm super grateful for that experience as well. But, you know, to be able to finally show, you know, how all my hard work paying off, like, it feels good.
Yeah.
For sure.
What are you loving about your game right now? Besides stats aside, you're killing it in the stats, but what are you loving about your game?
Just my confidence. I still feel like there's, you know, times in the game where I hesitate or second guess myself, because there are, you know, former MVPs on my team, all-stars on my team that I feel like they need to get the ball, or like maybe this shot, I shouldn't take this shot because I need to get them the ball, or they need to take, or they haven't taken a shot in a while, so let me get them the ball. So, you know, kind of balancing that with coming into my own, like, well, I'm one of the best shooters in the league right now, so why would I not take this shot? Yeah. So, you know, kind of balancing that. But yeah, just my confidence, like seeing pictures and videos, I'm just smiling a lot on the court. But yeah, that's, you know, overlapping from AU, and, you know, just finding that love and joy for just hooping again, and then just bringing it here. Because like I said, this is a really fun team to be on. Everyone is really exciting to play with, and everyone celebrates each other, and it's just been really good vibes for the most part.
We can see it. I mean, I'm totally biased because I'm already a Sparks fan, but we could see it just from being basketball fans and how you guys are figuring it out. You're gelling together. But on an individual level, what's next? Like, what's your goal of how you want to take your game to the next level?
Honestly, all that I need is a guaranteed contract. All of these years, just for that. And then I was talking to one of our assistant coaches today about it. He was just like, I feel like your game you got another level you can tap into. And I'm like, I do. But like, there's like a lack of security that you feel like, okay, if I go too much off the grid, too much off the rails, they're going to be like, all right, she's doing too much. Yeah. Get her out of here. So not saying that when I get a guaranteed contract, I'm going to be like, everybody move. This is my turn. But I mean, there's just that, you know, that sacred, sought after guaranteed deal that, you know, that's something that I've always wanted. And I just want to have just that sense of security for a few seasons just to see, you know, what other parts of my game I can tap into. But, you know, up until this year, I've always said that I thought I was one of the best shooters in the league. So to be able to finally show it, you know, it's been really important to me. So I just want to, you know, maintain it. Hopefully finish the season as, you know, in the top 5, at least statistically, for, you know, 3-point percentage. That's definitely a goal I have for myself. Yeah,
I mean, for what it's worth, I'm going to co-sign and say you are one of the best shooters in the league, if not the best. I don't know how far that'll go, but I will give it all to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to us. This was so fun.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.